Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello audience, my name is Titi Astina. I am from MTS Raudhatul Ulum Islamic Boarding School. In this agenda, I will be the first author of our paper.
I am Yasir Arapat. I am from Madrasah Aliyah Raudhatul Ulum Sakatiga. In this agenda, I am the second author for this paper.
Okay, my name is Sandi. I am from Madrasah Aliyah Nurul Ulum. I am the third author of this paper.
Okay, in this opportunity, the authors will present a paper entitled Enhancing Students' Vocabulary Achievements Through Morning Vocabulary Strategy at Raudhatul Ulum Islamic Boarding School. Next. One of the most important aspects that supports all skills in English is vocabulary. Vocabulary is the most important aspect in communications. Without vocabulary, it is difficult for someone to express his idea or understand a message. In other words, in learning English, the student have to learn a set of words because vocabulary is a fundamental thing that persons must know to speak or use a language. Words are the basic that create the speech. The importance of vocabulary is demonstrated daily in and out the school. In classroom, a smart student possesses the most patience vocabulary. In addition, students should know the most effective time to learn. Based on the result of some studies, it is proved that after Subuh prayer is the most effective time to learn. Dawn is the perfect time to learn because in this time, the brain's abilities are at its best. A wise word says, if you win the morning, you win the day. Especially for Muslims, morning time or Subuh time is really essential for them. In other words, in Subuh time, the mind is still clear and has not contaminated with many things, as well as the fresh air, which makes the learning activity becomes more enjoyable. However, this makes the learning process will be much more easier to do. Islamic boarding school, which has 24 hours time for education, is definitely suitable to do early morning teaching and studying activity, formally and informally. Since most of the students in Islamic boarding school live in the dormitory, students in Islamic boarding school or traditionally called pesantren start the activities from early morning prayer at around 4 a.m. and to midnight when they ended the evening with a study group in the dormitory. Therefore, Islamic boarding school has much more time in teaching and learning activities compared to formal school. One of the best Islamic boarding school in South Sumatra, according to Sumatra Express newspaper, published in 2021, is Raudhatul Ulum Islamic Boarding School. In this school, the language teaching begins directly after Subuh prayer. The school holds what they call Mufradat Pagi or morning vocabularies. The agenda is done for about 30 minutes every day. Next slide. Based on some arguments above, the writers were interested to investigate the effectiveness of giving morning vocabulary strategy to student vocabulary achievements at Raudhatul Ulum Islamic Boarding School. Well, the next slide will be presented by my friend, Mr. Yasir Arapat, please.
Thank you, Ma'am Titi. In conducting this study, the writer used classroom action research. Action research is essentially the scientific method of teaching. The teacher uses action research to figure out exactly what works in the classroom and what does not. With so many teaching strategies at their disposal, teachers need to determine which one best works for them and for their students, rather than simply going along with the newest educational trend. Classroom action research is a method of finding out what works best in own classroom so that the teacher can improve student learning. There are many ways to improve knowledge about teaching. Many teachers practice personal reflection on teaching. Others conduct formal empirical studies on teaching and learning. The goal of classroom research is to improve teachers' own teaching in his own class or in his school. According to this research, the population in this research is all the students of Madrasah Sanawiyah Raudhatul Ulum Sakitiga. And purposive sampling was used to choose the sample. The sample for this study is 44 students come from 71C and 71D. In this study, the writer gave tests to measure student vocabulary's achievement. The test was administered twice as the free test and post-test. The free test was administered to measure student vocabulary achievement. Before the treatment, the post-test was administered to measure student vocabulary after the treatment. In this case, both of pre-test and post-test, the writer asked the student to answer the written test which had been prepared by the teachers. A result and discussion. After doing the study, we found the result that the lowest score in the free test was 3, the highest score was 7, and the mean score for the free test was 5. The lowest score in the first test was 6, the highest score was 10, and the mean of the test is 8. It means that student achievement performed significantly better in the post-test compared to the pre-test. From this result of the test, we know that giving morning vocabularies after Subuh prayer could be considered as a supplementary learning environment. For the next slide, will be explained by Mr. Sandi. Mr. Sandi, the floor is yours.
Okay, I'll try to continue presenting our presentation. As an English teachers, of course, we have to master a various ways and tricks so that our students can improve English vocabulary achievement as quickly as possible. One of the effective ways to enhance student vocabulary achievement is to study it at dawn or after Subuh prayer. There are several reasons why studying after Subuh is so effective. First, the brain tends to be fresh. Second, the downtime is also suitable to be used to memorize some of the material. And the third, the mind is still clear and it can be full of concentration and much more easier, and so many other reasons. Finally, after doing methods, procedure, research, and tests, as previously explained by my friend, we can conclude that from the calculation between pre-test and post-test, it was found that the mean score in the pre-test was 5, and the mean score in the post-test was 8. It's mean that giving morning vocabulary after Subuh prayer at Raudhatul Ulum Islamic boarding school is very effective. I think that's all. I think that's our presentation. Thank you very much.